Okay. Okay. We went to a wedding this weekend, and he tried to kiss me, but I stopped him. I swear to you, I did. I don't even know what I'm doing here. Please, okay, stop. I love you, stop. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I thought that I could trust you in my heart. Oh, yeah, me,
I can't.
I think that we are better off.
I can't.
apart.
Okay, I made a mistake.
You're facing the wrong way.
Hey guys, it's Esther. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is another Friday, and today on the Fives, we're going to be reviewing and talking about expectations for a part 2 of Before 30. It's a movie. I think it's a YouTube original because they recently acquired it on Netflix. It's now showing on Netflix, but before that I watched like 2 episodes of it on YouTube.
In 1862, a French chemist named Louis Pasteur developed a method of preventing food from spoiling. But even with pasteurization, everything still had an expiry date. I heard somewhere once that the day a Nigerian woman turned 30 was hers. And the only pasteurization she had was marriage.
The movie is about 4 friends. That's Alma, Nkem, Temi, and Aisha. They are good friends and everything. They basically do everything together. One is married. Aisha is the married one. She's the one that is taken. And then 3 of them have limited time to get to 30, to marry before they get to 30. And then the major person that is the closest to 30 is Temi. So Temi is like the storyteller. Honestly, I don't feel women don't feel fulfilled. I don't feel some women don't feel fulfilled if they are not married. I feel it's just society. Even if you don't care about society, you will have to care about how your mother feels because of society. Because even if you are the kind of person that nobody can approach and talk bullshit about getting married to, your mom is on the other corner, and then she has people from CW and Christian women and church choir coming to meet her. How is Obey's time? When is Obey's time going to come? Blah blah blah, all those kind of shit. And then this movie just kind of throws some light on what really happens and how everything really plays down in life of women that are close to 30 and are not yet married. Temi has Ayo, a 4-year relationship. And Ayo is not really thinking of getting married at all. He's never thinking of settling down at all. And then she went to Durban for her cousin's wedding, and then she was kind of talking to Ayo that, see you going for my cousin's wedding that is a lot younger than me, makes me realize that, like, where are we heading to? And then Ayo, the way Ayo was responding, I just knew that maybe Ayo wanted to break up. But the kind of way he talked as if he wanted to propose. So she just had this thing in mind that Ayo was going to propose. And then Ayo was played by our one and only OCKG. And then on getting to Durban, you know how weddings are now, and then there's family and everything. And then if you are not the married one, there are always the people that will come and say, oh, when is your time, or this or that, or all those kind of things. And then they did not fail to tell Temi. As in, someone even asked if she wanted to end up like Oprah Winfrey. Like, what is wrong with Oprah? What is wrong with Oprah? Her cousin's mom even asked her if she wants to stay single forever. Like, you know how weddings can be with parents and everything and family and all. And I just felt like episode 1 was torture for Temi, like serious torture. But at least she had her guys. Aisha came, like the 4 of them came. Aisha with her all perfect husband came, and then Amma came, Nkem came, and at least they kept her company. And then on getting back to Lagos, she came back to Eko, and thinking she was going to be proposed to, she got dumped with "I need a break."
Yes.
I think we need a break.
Hey, broker. How do you need a break? Why do you need a break? Break from what? Hey God. I love the music at the beginning of episode 2. I just really love the music. I had to even check out the music for the whole movie because of that episode 2 music. And then just looking at Damilola Adebite, her face, God, her bone structure, she's just so pretty. But and then, you know, after a relationship, there's always a next one. There will always be a next relationship. And then for Temi, it was David. David was perfect. Everything was perfect. And when we thought everything was going well, we found out that David was a mama's boy. God. A mama's boy that was not planning on repenting. I know they say find your own devil in a man and keep pouring anointing oil in his head, but it's like the anointing oil for David finished because he did not retreat. he didn't stop being a mama's boy. Like even when she popped the question like what will happen to us, he said, come on, she's my mom. And that's like, come on, you will always be second place in my life, come on. That kind of come on. I felt Aisha was their glue in the relationship. I just liked how she was and everything, even though her husband felt too perfect, but she was the one that like everyone really used to. I didn't feel like they had favorites or anything. The 4 of them were really close, but like I felt she's the one that people that they were more open to. And then I couldn't believe, like, watching this film just made me miss my girlfriends because they had a I found a guy drink. Like it was so weird, it was so cringe-worthy, but like it was still very funny and nice at the same time. Like anytime each of them gets a new guy, find a new guy that they will possibly like, they will drink a particular drink, and then I found that very weird though, but it was funny. That was basically what happened in episode 2. She couldn't get enough oil to pour on David's head. He had to remain a mama's boy. So episode 3, she was trying to get over David, the fact that he was perfect, and just one tiny stain made it impossible to date him for long and to really stay in the relationship. So she went over, she told him that they'll break up, that kind of thing and all. But her mom couldn't take it. Her mom asked if she was even cooking for him. Okay, that's fine, that's understandable. Then she asked about sex. Like, mommy, am I supposed to tell you that I'm bending down doing doggy for him? Like, what are you asking about sex? It's so funny. Like, I can't believe it was so weird. That question was so funny. It was so weird. Like, what are you asking about the sex between your daughter and her boyfriend or her husband or something like that? It was just so weird. I did not even understand how Temi would have felt in that situation. I know. Then I felt like David's in real life are really hard to find, because if it doesn't work out with a boy in real life, most of them don't even want to hear anything about being friends. But like, they could find a balance. Although he took a revenge when he was playing with her mom on the fact that she cheated cheated on him with more than one man. Although he was playing, but the fact that he could still talk to her as friends after the breakup and all was still cool and all. Then Amma, our dear Amma, lied that she's a virgin. Although she said it was just once and all, but she still lied. And then, like Nkem advised her, it's better to just say the truth. If he can't take the truth, then he has to leave. You have to leave. You have to go your separate ways. But it's always, no matter how hard it is, it's always better when you say the truth, because there's no secret that you take to the grave. It will always come out, even except you are in the grave. Even as you are in the grave, it will come out. So it's better to just say the truth. And she eventually said the truth, but she lost the man. So I think that's what prevents people from speaking the truth. But she termed it born again virgin. But oh well, that was how episode 3 went. So Temi found love again. From going to shop with her mom for ashoke, gele, traditional wears, materials and all, she was ogling at a bricklayer, looking at his sumptuous body. And her mom thought she was looking at just a bricklayer. You know, this life is very funny. Then she went to work and found out that the guy is actually rich, the guy actually carry, that kind of thing, that he was just doing a pro bono. Like he was just helping all those kind of people that like helping the poor, going to orphanages and all those kind of things. And then she had to do a pro bono case with him, and that's where their love ignited, sparked, started. And I was like, finally, although David was a good match, but I felt like Temi deserved something, because she had no one for so long, and Ayo broke her heart. So I felt like it was good that she met Akin. Akin was his name. And then from ogling at a bricklayer to going to lunch for pro bono case, to dating, to relationships, long relationships. And then in this same episode, Amma hit. Okay, I think she drove over a guy that had already been hit. Like someone had already hit and run. Then she drove over his corpse. And she, the bad thing about good conscience is that you will feel. There's some people that will do that and just move on. But Amma was not like that. Amma is the sensitive one in the group.
Grow now.
And she's the youngest.
Why is this one
so
trying to speak?
Even when Nkem told her that she should go, she went to, but she still found out about the guy, went to meet.
How many days did it take you to find this guy's family?
Tried to set things right.
Don't you think you've tried?
Even paid for the burial and all. And as joyful as Temi was, and as joyous as she was, she still had to think about life and how everything still ends up in death, because of the fact that someone just died. And then Amma just made them think about the whole, because their own perspectives they don't need to give too much. She has already found the family, made them aware on like 100 other cases that don't even know where their parents are, don't know where half of them are dead, but they can't have closure because they don't know. They're just assuming. But she tried, but she made them see that it's not just about that. If it's to help in the little way you can, you should. There are some people that prefer not to be happy, because when everything seems to just be going fine and going well, like, it's when you are happy that something can go wrong. If you are totally sad, if you are just sad, everything's already going wrong. So you're not scared that something's going to if you're all sad, there's not like a worst case, because you're already sad. But it's when you're happy that your happiness can be gripped away. And that's how Temi felt. I'm very sure that's how she felt, because how can Akin tell her that he was married 4 months into their relationship? Like, it was the first time it came to his mind. Although he didn't really do anything bad, because they have been separated for a while. But imagine if you were in that situation, you feel one way. He even asked her to be the divorce lawyer, like to finalize the paper. At first, she didn't want to do it, and it was understandable. But like, her doing it would have made her feel better. So when she did it, I was really happy. Like, she could get her own closure and not think that Akin is not in it for a longer. Although the wife tried to make it seem as another thing, like Akin could not commit, but then he proved himself. He even got a house, just so she can believe him that he's in it for the long run. Aisha and her husband went to Brazil.
So because you're in Brazil, you can now come later,
He had a work conference, and then he bought tickets for her to fly to as well. But the way the director was doing it was like, after they came back, something happened in Brazil, but they didn't tell us. That's as at episode 6 we didn't know that something really happened, but that was the vibe they were giving us, and I was like, what happened in Brazil? Because even at the gallery, because Ama's photographer friend invited her for her show, and then she invited her 3 friends, and then Aisha went with her husband, and then getting to the gallery, he was acting all weird, and then he made a statement like, are you punishing me for Brazil? And then we, the viewers, were blocked out because we didn't, as at that episode 6, we didn't know what happened in Brazil. They hadn't told us. So I was like, oh God, I can't wait for episode 7. Let's see what happened in Brazil. Episode 7, 2 surprises happened in this episode. 2 big surprises happened in this episode. First, we found out that Aisha and her husband had a threesome. Hey God. A threesome. That was the biggest surprise. And the way they made it feel, the way the director made it seem like it was a normal thing between her friends. Like, the way her friends responded as if it was just like, okay, it has happened, move on from it. I know that's how you're meant to respond in life, but the way they did it was like it was just a casual thing. But okay. So she was like, she doesn't want him to feel like it's an everyday something, every time something. And then they told her to talk to him about it, but she kept on resisting that she can't, that anytime she wants to talk about it, she freezes. That was the first big surprise. Temi's own was Ayo came back. You know, when you are finally leaving a dark spot in your life, the devil will just come back and say he wants to drag you. And Ayo was playing the devil in this situation because she was in a good place with Akin. They were in a good place, and then all of a sudden he's coming back talking about they made a mistake. Hey God, oh. And there's something about first love. It's harder to evade first love. So I felt like Temi would go for the wedding even when she said she wasn't going to go for it, and she did. But not like he tried to kiss her, but nothing really happened. She stopped it, and that kind of thing. But I was like, she shouldn't have gone for that wedding, because once you do one thing, it will lead to another thing, God, she shouldn't. On the other side, Amma was doing her yoga and enjoying her life, and Nkem was in love with Emeka. The philanderous Nkem had finally fallen in love. I wanted to settle, and everything was going on good for everybody. The last episode, which is supposed to be the calming episode in every film, was the most turbulent episode. Like, Akin met Temi when she was talking to Ayo and was like, everybody will be worked up because there's something about first love, and that was her first love. And then she created time to see him. They were laughing, giggling. It just felt one kind to Akin, and then he wasn't even scared about if she cheated on him, but he was like, she should make a decision that she won't run back to him every time he comes, that kind of thing. Aisha's husband finally decided that he wanted to have more threesomes, and then she was not in for it, and she left. And instead, for her mom to support her, her mom was talking about how she will realize and come back home. She was crying. Her world was turning upside down. Everybody's world was turning upside down. Emeka broke up with Nkem. He didn't tell her anything. He broke up through the phone, through a text message, man. And Amma was just there, Amma wasn't going out seeing anyone, but she was like the only friend that was just there, and everything was just so messed up. Then Temi's mom helped her. Temi's mom begged Akin. That scene was so funny. With them kneeling down. It's a taboo for your senior, for an elderly person to kneel down and beg you. So he had to but he didn't totally accept. He just told her she should make up her mind. She should choose. And then he was traveling, so she had to choose before he traveled, because it's one kind to make your man unsure before he travels. It's one way. And then Temi went to talk to Emeka, like, what's going on, what's happening? And then Emeka told Temi how he found his cousin, said that she was the best one night I had ever had, and then he didn't want Nkem to feel like that way. So he said that it's better Nkem hates him than hates herself. And I was like, see true love. See true love. But I still feel like they should have just talked it through. Like, what is it? What is it? And love always having a barrier. Like, why can't love just be simple? There's always a barrier. There's always something that is stopping it. Anyways, so the last scene was Temi running to the hotel, trying to talk to someone. But they didn't let us see who it was. So we don't know if she picked Ayo or she picked Akin. But I know it's Akin she picked. She had to have picked Akin. Like, who's Ayo? Please, who's Ayo? Who's Ayo? Oh, it's been 5 years they released this movie. But I feel that there should be a part 2 for our own sanity. Like, the way they ended it was just so rough. They ended it too rough. Like, everything was just out of place. Aisha's broken marriage. Nkem, broken heart. Temi, we did not see who she chose. It was just get us the B. I just feel that there should be part 2. And in part 2, I'm expecting Aisha to do something about her marriage. I expect the man to change if it's possible. And I'm expecting Nkem to talk with Emeka. Love should not always be difficult. It shouldn't always be hardship. I don't know why the world always makes it feel like it's hardship. It should be okay. It should be easy. Love is supposed to be soothing. So sad. Anyways, please, you guys, subscribe, like, comment, watch Before This. It's a very nice movie series. Thank you for watching till the end. Bye. Have a lovely weekend.